for the number of people that need it here. And really, it's in the last year with the COVID crisis going on, it's even gotten worse.
It's surprising that there are so many homeless people in this area, and there's definitely a need to get them housing. It's a problem to do with landlords like myself that can't afford to get all these properties up to code.
We have an issue with appropriate housing stock in Bennington and Bennington County. Anytime we have an apartment like this one, which was empty, that we can get back to use, that seems like a critical step, you know, to help homelessness, to help everything, to help the community's economy. It's never good to have empty places.
There's a lot of need in this community for housing. There's a lot of unfortunate people that are down on their luck. And I felt bad telling people, no, I can't rent it because I need a roof, or I got lead paint, I need a boiler. I needed actually 3 boilers. That's why I've had empties all over.
Homelessness has been a problem in our country and in our state and in our community for many years. And it was a problem that was sort of solved, never solved, but sort of resolved for different families in different ways. But when the COVID crisis hit, people living in group settings, in shelters or under bridges or in a tent community or any of those communities were at severe risk of disease. And suddenly finding adequate, safe, healthy housing for the number of people who were living on the street was very challenging. So they were instantly put into hotels and motels as a temporary solution. So with the arrival of some funds under the CARES Act, the housing organizations and the Agency for Community Development went to work trying to make a more permanent, reliable, viable housing situation for people who were homeless.
So with the CARES Act funding that was released, as it came from the federal government to the state, it was earmarked for helping and rehousing the homeless. And we were given this opportunity from the state, from Department of Housing and Community Development, with this grant to address and help vacant, blighted properties or properties that are currently in use but have code issues or health and safety issues.
My motto is that everyone deserves access to healthy, happy, beautiful homes. And I believe that people should be able to live in quality housing. We want to be able to provide individuals with the full amenities so that they can live that quality lifestyle that they deserve. And that should be a basic function for everybody.
It definitely, that's the thing in Rutland, is there's all of these buildings, most of them, all especially in the lower income areas. All the buildings need work. Even the decent buildings and the better ones that I've purchased over the years still need a lot of work. And it's electrical systems, it's heating systems, it's ventilation and insulation, foundations caving in, egress windows, stairwells, everything in the property things haven't been brought to code over all the years, so all these things need to be done.
There's something like 80,000 rental units in Vermont that need health and safety and efficiency improvements.
You have rotted, unsafe porches and handrails, and then you have lead paint.
This unit sat vacant for more than 6 months. The whole unit was running on a 130 amp fuse threaded into a 15 amp socket, the old screw-in type fuses that they haven't been around for years. And we didn't even realize it till the whole thing went out and we traced this down to an attic fuse box. We had to move the person out because it was a fire danger. And then when we tried to open this up to rewire it, we realized it couldn't even handle another panel to put on the system. Huge expense, so we just had to leave the unit vacant.
I have actually other buildings I could use some help with. I have more to the tune of 8 empty apartments that it was enabled me to do this much work, employ people that have been out of work. And you seen them at my job site the other day. Thanks, boss. Thanks, boss. They're so happy to be back to work with COVID, you know. So that's what it did for me. We're getting them done a lot quicker than what I could have. I could have struggled along the next 2-3 years doing the same amount of work I'm doing in several months.
So in just a few short months with this grant funding, we're able to bring online and bring up to code 61 units, which is across 37 buildings, and helping 18 landlords to bring these units back online across Addison County, Rutland County, and Bennington County. So we're so excited to help these communities, to rehouse the homeless, and have affordable, safe home ownership for our communities.
These are going to be great apartments, so for future tenants, this is going to be sustainable quality housing. So this is something that we hope that they can live here long term and get their life back on track. If there's opportunities for people to get the money to actually renovate those apartments and create a nice sustainable place for someone to live, then I think that overall it's going to have a big impact on the community, because then we're going to have people in the community that are waking up every day and wanting to go out there and do the best that they can for that day.
This grant is just the tip of the iceberg. It's a great start, and we're so excited and happy and grateful for it, but there's plenty of work to do. Infrastructure is outdated here in Vermont, and it's something that we really need to address. If you take a look at the landscape, we need more. There needs to be more funding. We want to be able to get people to have access to healthy living.
This is good for tenants that need affordable, clean, quality housing. It's good for landlords like my wife and I that are trying to get places on the market but are having obstacles to get there. And it's good for the local economy when we have contractors doing the work. So this is just a complete win for everyone.